What's up guys, MX Style, this is how it's going down. In this episode I'll be bringing to you some more crypto news and also some market data. So Kanye West has actually struck a 10-year deal with Gap, meaning that over the next years they'll be merging and it's a good investment opportunity potentially. So we'll be looking at that briefly. Hackers in Russia have been trying to disrupt their blockchain voting system, which is quite interesting actually. And then overall, America and Trump have just been idiots as well. They've been paying dead people money. So if you find any of that interesting, then we'll get into the video and you're going to watch it to the end, hopefully. Anyway, let's get into the video. So first of all, we are on Coin360. So we can see that the markets have slightly recovered. Bitcoin is just over $9,100. Ethereum just over 220, and XRP, they've all recovered basically, but it's not a substantial gain that you've made. Now would be a good time to invest according to several indicators, such as the crypto fear and greed index. If you guys don't know what that is, essentially it rates the market in terms of fear and greed. So at the moment we're rated 44, and if you guys don't know, then extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried and could be a good buying opportunity. And when investors are getting too greedy, it means that we are due for correction. So in accordance to the Bitcoin's persue model just here, essentially the red zone is when we're overbought, Bitcoin is overvalued, and the green zone is when Bitcoin is undervalued. So at the moment you can see we are undervalued. In the previous bull run from 2016 to 2019, you can see how things have played out. Just before the bull run started, we were in the green zone, and then it took us around 2 years to get to the all-time high of the Bitcoin market, and the halving was sometime around here. Yeah, the halving is where this dotted line is. So very exciting times, guys. Very good time to invest if you are looking for long-term investments. With Bitcoin, it's not good to watch it every day because it goes up and down. It's not good for your mental health, and if it goes down like 20% in one day, you could start panicking and then sell. So that's why I'm giving you these videos. Anyway, let's get into the articles. So first of all, hackers in Russia attempt to disrupt Russia's blockchain voting system, which I think is an interesting. I thought Russia was a dictatorship anyway, so I don't understand why they're voting. But anyway, let's just briefly talk about this. So hackers have attempted to disrupt the blockchain voting system currently being used to help decide constitutional changes in the Russian Federation. So they still are a dictatorship, it's just that they're giving people voting rights basically. So the head of Moscow's government and IT technologies departments said that there was an observation node on the blockchain which had been targeted, but the system was still functioning correctly. However, it's not clear if the hackers managed to achieve anything by the attack. And at the present moment, there's an increased security mode that has been introduced. However, there hasn't been an interruption to any of the voting. All the votes are guaranteed in the delivery service, and they just need to be recorded on the blockchain. So that is quite interesting. I would never have thought that this sort of system would get hacked. I just thought maybe it'd be corrupt politicians maybe that would be targeted. So interesting take. I guess people aren't too happy with their voting system at the moment. And next piece of news, so this is just going to be an overall stock update. So as you can see here, coronavirus pandemic is not even close to being over. So guys, make sure to be careful with the companies that you're investing in, as there's still going to be a lot of volatility. Uber have been set to acquire one of their food rivals, a service called Postmates. So Uber's gone up by 0.07%. Might be a good investment opportunity there, you never know. Shell, so Shell, they are going to book a 15 to 22 billion impairment on their weaker energy prices. So essentially Shell is definitely undervalued at the moment, and going forward that would be a good long-term opportunity. I'm going to put something on the screen showing shares current value at the moment just to show you guys. It is definitely worth doing, guys. All these undervalued stocks that are trading for less than half, all these undervalued stocks that are trading for less than half of what they're current or what they're supposedly historically worth, it would just be a good idea to just trickle in some money. I'm going to start to diversify my portfolio because at the moment I'm 100% crypto, but I'm going to start investing into index funds and blue chip companies such as Apple, Google, Facebook, etc. And just to have a bit more diversity, and just in case anything happens, I just feel safer if my money's in different places. So what I was saying earlier is that the government, US government, have been idiotic, and they've been paying, they've been giving everyone bonus checks essentially, but they didn't decide to see, who's alive and who's not. So they've wasted £1 billion in stimulus checks from people who aren't alive anymore, and they're just gonna, not chase out. So that article is there. If you guys want to read that, it's on Market Watch. I'll put a link in the description. And yeah, that's mainly it that I'm going to cover on the market. Interesting news: Kanye West and Yeezy, they strike a 10-year deal. So I've actually had a look at Gap stock. In the last 2 or 3 years, it's been, it trades sideways, then it goes down, then it trades sideways, then it goes down a bit. But hopefully this news will rejuvenate its stock price, and investors will look to see it as an investment opportunity. As Kanye West, he has revolutionary ideas, and I honestly think he will be a god, as he says himself. He is definitely making moves, making waves, and that's interesting to see. So here we have the Bitcoin stock to flow model. As you can see historically, these dotted lines are the Bitcoin halvings, and quite self-explanatory, I think, this trajectory. This isn't like 100% accurate. This was created by someone called Plan B on Twitter, who I think I follow. And essentially, after the Bitcoin halving, which happened in May 12th or May 11th, it takes 12 to 18 months for us to see an all-time high. At the moment, we're trading for around 9,100-ish. Our peak could potentially be $150,000, $100,000, $200,000. Who bloody knows? All I know is I'm buying more Bitcoin, guys, and you should be too. So that's that. Next piece of news: Wells Fargo's is to cut its dividend after the Fed stress test. So if you're holding Wells Fargo, I don't know, maybe consider selling. I don't know how long they're planning to cut their dividend for, but probably the foreseeable future until this whole corona pandemic is over. Who knows? Wells Fargo said that it's expected to cut its third quarter dividend from its current level of 51 cents a share, and this caused a dip of 1.2% to $25.39 on the pre-opening trade market. Lastly, Bitcoin's ROI since 2015 outperforms 5 major indexes by 70x, guys. 70x. I don't want to ramble too much, but essentially, guys, like if you're gonna buy stock, make sure you're buying Bitcoin as well, because that small amount that you invest in, 100% is gonna outperform any stock. With the stock market, there is a lot of regulation and there is safety, but with the Bitcoin market, there's explosive returns. So that's essentially what I'm after, and I've invested quite heavily into this. I believe in it quite a lot. I believe in this current financial system being very much outdated. If you look at like anything, emails or the postal system, the television system, like there's always a new, more modern version. So no one really watches TV these days. It's more about watching stuff online, on YouTube, on Google. No one advertises in newspapers. They're advertising online on YouTube, Facebook, once again Google. And essentially this current financial system is also outdated. It takes days and it costs your arm and a leg to send money across the world. That is going to change, guys. That is definitely going to change. You've already seen companies like Facebook trying to create their own cryptocurrency, companies like Grayscale buying up pretty much all of the supply of Bitcoin that's recently being mined, and that's just going to continue to happen. So if you don't stay up to date, then you're going to get left behind. That's just how it works. All right, guys, that's been the video. I'm out. Peace. I'll see you soon. All right, bye.